Hello there, it's Red Knight here and welcome back to one of my cool Heyday videos. Now the main focus of this video is all about the Heyday machines, and I'm so looking forward to making this because I've got lots of requests from different people about it. So let's go and have a look at some of the machines. Now if you want to see what the machines look like, head on over to my farm like I'm doing here, and you can find every machine that is currently available in the game. So it's November 2015 and I have all of the machines that are available now. Now, depending on the machine that you've got will depend on its design. It will depend on the level that it's available to you at. Each machine is a different price and each machine has a really specific function. Now one good thing about the machines, which you can see is here, is that once the item is produced it will sit on the machine until you are ready to collect it. Now you have the choice here. If you do decide to collect it, guess what? The item goes into your storage, i.e. your barn, and you get lots of experience points. And experience points are useful. And if you notice the blue icon at the top there, you've got a level 93 farm and the points are increasing to the next level. And as you level up within the game, you're able to purchase more machines. Now, do you have to take the items off the machine itself once it's produced? No, you don't. You can leave them sitting there. And if you do leave them sitting there, they don't count towards your barn total. Which means that if you are limited on space in your barn, you don't have to take anything out and you can use the machines to stack. And each machine will allow you to stack quite a large quantity. And you can also continually make items without taking any of those items from the machine itself, which means it's pretty cool because it gives you like two storage locations, one in the barn, one on the machine. Now once you started producing these items, maybe you can sell them off, maybe you can use them in another machine to produce something else, but that I will talk a little bit more about in the video. Now where do we purchase these machines? Do you go down the local supermarket or the local machine shop? No, you don't. You head on over to the bottom left hand corner where you see this little till icon, and when you tap on the till icon, a pop-up menu will slide across your screen like you can see here, and the third tab from the top down is for all the machines. Now the machines are in level order, and as you scroll down you can see which machine is available. When it becomes available it will light up and you will see it in color. When it's not available it will be grayed out and it will tell you that you can't purchase that machine. Now depending on the machine depends on the quantity that you can actually purchase. Now most of these machines are a single purchase, and once you've got them, that's it, you can't get any more. So you're only able to produce goods with the one machine. Now that's not the same with every machine. For example, the machines that actually produce the feed, you can have 2 of those. The ones that produce the iron bars, you can have 5 of those. Now do these machines stay the same all the time? No, they don't. As the game progresses and as it becomes more developed, the Heyday team do add more machines to the game. Now when they do this will depend on how the game is actually progressing. They don't want to give us too many machines at one go because some of the prices can be quite high and you don't really want to come away from the actual focus of the game, which is a farming game. Now lots of people have requested specific kinds of machines. Now there are some wonderful ideas out there and I do like some of them, but how will it affect the game? How will it actually show up, or how would it look based on the original creator's concept for the game? That's what you need to think about. Now you have started to notice recently that the designs for the machines have become more colourful and more beautiful. Now I kind of like this, and in fact the Heyday team has actually gone back and changed one of the older design machines to match one of the more modern style machines, and I'll show you that one later. Okay, now once you've actually got the machines, you've got the option to expand them, and to do that you're going to need coins like you've got here, or you're going to need diamonds. Now you can get coins within the game, or you can actually purchase them. You can get diamonds within the game, or you can purchase them, like those two options I showed you. And then once you've got these diamonds and coins, you can actually buy the machines. They look like this when they're being built. Then when they're finished, you'll see this beautiful ribbon on top. And the shapes will vary, as you can see from these images. And it will depend on the kind of machine that you're actually purchasing. And I do like these images. Now, another thing to be aware of with the machines, when you get them, they first look like this, and then you have the option to master them, and once they've mastered, they change in design and end up with this beautiful star on there. Now, there are 3 masteries you want to go for. There's a 10%, there's a 5%, and then there's a 15%, and depending on the mastery will basically let your machine do something extra. And once they've mastered, you get beautiful stars on all of them. Okay, let's look at the first machine here. Now this is the bakery machine, and it's available for level 2, and it will cost you 20 coins. It takes 10 seconds to build, or you can speed it up with 1 diamond. And it looks like this when you first get it. Once you've mastered the machine, then it looks like this. So very similar design and very beautiful. But what does it produce, I wonder? Let's go and have a look. Well, you've got bread from level 2. And that takes a few minutes to actually produce. Then there's cornbread from level 7. There's cookies from level 10. There's raspberry muffins from level 19. There's the blackberry muffins from level 26. There's your pizza from level 33. Now this is your plain normal cheese pizza. Then there's the spicy pizza, which I do like, from level 37. And then there's the potato bread. And finally there's the fruity de mer pizza from level 45. Now I just love those. Okay, now this is the machine in action. When you first look at the machines, they're very cold, they have no action, they're just sitting there. But once you actually tap on the machine, you've got the option to choose from the menu, and then once you've chosen these items, you can slide them down. Now each item will require a certain amount of products, and if you have those items in storage, you can just bring them down, and then that product you wish to make will start producing. Now notice the number of slots I've got here. Now this is what you can use your diamonds for within the game, to actually expand the machine. And the more products you're producing, the faster it is towards the mastery. So pay attention to that little detail. Focus on expanding the machines that are key machines, like this one. Okay, now the next one is the feed mill. Now you can have a maximum of 2 of these. The first one is available from level 3, will cost you 5 coins. It takes 40 seconds, or you can use a diamond to speed it up. Now the second one's available from level 12, and that will cost you 3,200 gold coins. Now what does it produce, I wonder? Well, there's chicken feed from level 3. There's the cow feed from level 6. There's the pig feed from level 10. The sheep's feed from level 16. And my favourite, the goat feed from level 32. Now do be aware that each of the products for each of the machines do take time to produce. Now depending on the one you need to do, depends on the time it's going to take. For example, like the chicken feed takes 5 minutes, but the goat feed may take 40 minutes. Now this is on a machine that's not fully mastered, but once it's fully mastered, like this one here, the time is a lot less. So as an example, chicken feed will take 4 minutes and goat feed will take 34 minutes. So you're saving quite a bit of time, and that's really useful when it comes to some of the events that we would have within the actual derby, or some of the other key events where you need to feed your animals really quickly. Okay, let's have a look at the dairy now. Now we can have a maximum of 1 of these, and it's a really important machine, available from level 6, costs you 50 gold coins, takes 2 hours to build, or you can speed it up with 16 diamonds. Now the choice is yours if you want to speed up these machines. For some of them I think it's worthwhile, for others I don't. But this dairy is really important. It produces the cream from level 6. From level 9 you've got the butter. From level 12 you've got the cheese. And then from level 33 you've got the goat's cheese. Now, again, the time is quite challenging for some of these. For the actual goat's cheese, that's like an hour and 30 minutes, whereas the normal cheese will take 1 hour. Now, the cream and butter is quite fast to produce, between 20 and 30 minutes for the two of them. Trust me, you want to max out this one as fast as possible, and you need to add all of the spots available to this machine because it's critical for the production of many other machines within the game. In fact, all of the machines that you start off with are the key important ones, and use your diamonds within the game that you actually get from the toolboxes or from the events, even the ones that you decide to purchase, to open and expand all of these buildings. You will need those spaces. Okay, let's look at the next one, which is the sugar mill. Now, the sugar mill is another critical one, and this machine should always be producing items. Available from level 7, as you saw, 350 gold coins, and you can have a maximum of one of these. And once it's fully mastered, it looks like this, and doesn't it look beautiful? Now, it produces 3 kinds of sugar. There's your brown sugar from level 7. There's your white sugar from level 12 and your syrup from level 18. Now, the brown sugar and the white sugar are really fast, 20 and 40 minutes, but the actual syrup itself takes about an hour and 30 minutes. Now, you may find that with some of these items you get requests for these, especially with like boat crates. Now, I tend to send those boats away because I want to use the sugar with my farm. I don't want to be giving these items away or selling them to someone else because they're too important for me, and actually the coinage or the return on them is not really worthwhile. It's better to use these products to actually produce more money earning products within the game on some of the other machines. So again, keep that in consideration when you're actually producing items. Okay, the next one is the popcorn pot, and I do love my popcorn. Available from level 8, 650 gold coins. Takes 8 hours, or you can use 29 diamonds to speed it up. Now, a very beautiful machine, look at it, but I really love the action for this machine when it's producing, so check that out a little bit later. Now, you've got 5 kinds of popcorn here. There's your basic popcorn, which is the red one from level 8, produce lots of those. There's your butter popcorn from level 16, I tend to keep about 10 in stock. Chili popcorn from level 25, honey popcorn from level 40, and then the chocolate popcorn from level 44. Now, I do keep a lot of chili and chocolate in storage, but I keep more of the plain popcorn in storage than anything else because I get lots of requests on the actual boat for this, and it's actually fast to sell as well. And it doesn't take a long time to produce one of those. It's only 30 minutes or 25 minutes on a fully mastered machine. And this machine will master very quickly. Now, if you don't have the items as you've just seen that, and you try to produce something, a little pop-up message will tell you. And then all you need to do is to go and produce that on another machine, or go and grow it and then harvest that item later. Okay, your next one here is your BBQ Grill. Available from level 9 for 730 gold coins, 8 hours to build, 29 diamonds to speed it up. And again, another important machine. And I do love barbecues, if I do say so. But my machine doesn't look like this. In fact, it looks much better. Pancakes from level 9. And I do so love pancakes for breakfast. Bacon and eggs from level 11. And good money earners they are. Hamburgers from level 18. Fish burgers from level 27, roasted tomatoes from level 13, again a good money earner, baked potatoes from level 35, lobster skewer from level 48, and fish and chips from level 41. Now, be aware with the lobster skewer, you are going to need lobster tails from this, and that means you're going to have to go to your fishing area and then basically make the lobster nets, and then you've got to catch those lobsters, and then you've got to put them into the lobster pool. So it's not just the time it takes to actually produce the item, you've also got to go and get the materials to make these products as well. So if you are doing any derby tasks, you are doing any activities that require stuff very quickly, take this into consideration when you need to think about the timing, because you may run out of time if you're choosing the wrong task. Now for lower level derby players, okay, stick with the easy tasks. Higher level players, okay, it's better if they do the machine based one sometimes. But then again, if a lower level player does do a machine task, then the higher level players can help them out. Okay, your pie oven. I do love these pies, and there are lots of them, so it's a bit of a balancing act here. Takes 12 hours to actually build, and it's going to cost you 2,200 gold coins. And it produces a lot of pies from level 14 onwards. You've got your basic one, which is your carrot pie, and this one does sell well, and everybody buys these. Pumpkin pies from level 15. You've got your bacon pies from level 18, apple pies from level 28, you've got your fish pie from level 28, you've got a feta pie from level 34, casserole from level 36, shepherd's pie from level 39, and a lemon pie from level 67. And if I do say so, I love shepherd's pie. It's one of my favourite dishes, but I have to head on back to the UK if I ever want to purchase one of these. Now these pies do sell very well, so it doesn't matter which pie you're making, they will be purchased very quickly, and you can get quite a lot of coins if you are producing these overnight. But do be aware that the ones that are using bacon, you need to take in consideration how long it takes for your pigs to fatten up. And there is that time element, and again it also depends on how many pig pens you've got based on the number of pigs in them as well. So do keep your feed mills busy, that way it's much easier when it comes to producing these items. Okay, let's head on over to the Loom, available from level 17 there. Now white sweaters you can produce from level 17, blue woolly hats from level 19, a blue sweater from level 20, a red scarf from level 48, and cotton fabric. Now cotton fabric is available from level 18, and it's really useful because it allows you to actually make a lot of these items that you are going to need in the sewing machine. It does take a little bit of time, about 35 minutes in total, but once you've actually produced it, you can then start making items on your sewing machine. So you need to keep a good stock of those, because the actual sewing machine does use a lot of these cotton fabrics for all of the items. Now all of these items are good sellers and people do purchase them, and it doesn't matter which ones you add to your roadside stall, they will disappear very quickly. So again, very good money earners if you want to actually start making and producing these. Okay, now your sewing machine from level 19, 4,500 gold, takes 20 hours and costs you 44 diamonds to speed up, and doesn't it look beautiful? This is one of the newer machines we've got within the game, and I love the choice in colours here. I think it's really nice. Now the sewing machine produces some key items. There's a cotton shirt from level 19. You've got woolly chaps for the cowboys from level 21. A violet dress from level 25, and doesn't that look really nice? There's pillows from level 51 and blankets from level 59. Now the pillows and blankets will get you lots of coins within the games, but they will need feathers, and the feathers you need to get from the ducks in the fishing area. But they are really good money earners when it comes to double coin visitor events. So if you can build up a good storage of those items, you will get a really wonderful return. The cotton shirts, woolly chaps and violet dresses, okay, you don't get so many requests for those. It's more likely your boat that's going to be requesting these items. Now I tend not to produce a lot of them, and I don't keep that many in storage, usually a maximum of 10 for those items. Okay, right, the cake oven. Let's head on over there. Now, I love my cakes. Level 21, 12,100 gold coins, 24 hours and 47 diamonds to purchase this machine. Now, what does it produce, I wonder? Well, there's carrot cakes. There's a cream cake. There's a red berry cake. There's a cheesecake, strawberry cake, chocolate cake, potato feta cake, lemon cake, and my all-time favorite, the honey apple cake. Now, all of these cakes are available from level 21 onwards, all the way up to level 68. Now, the cakes are really good sellers. But you are going to need a lot of the key products to make these. You're going to need sugar, you're going to need cream, you're going to need butter, you're going to need milk, and you're going to need a lot of berries. So take this into consideration again when you're producing these items. But they do bring the coins in if you can make them and you've got the time to produce them. Now again, I tend to keep about 10 or 15 of these items in storage. You won't often find them in the newspaper because people tend to hoard these items as well. So some of the items you've actually seen will not show up in the newspapers that often. If you're looking for these items and you need them quickly, it's better off asking your neighborhood to actually help you out with these products, because if you need them, searching for them is really difficult. Now what you can do is stall skim. So you can go to your friend's bar and you can skim through every single roadside stall and maybe you will find these items on sale. But don't rely on the newspaper because they're just not always there. And if they are snapped up really quickly. Okay, now the smelters. Now I don't really like the smelters. It's something that I think pollutes the air and they're not really my cup of tea. And you can actually have 5 of these within the game, but they are really useful if you wish to make jewelry and you wish to expand your actual town area. Now you can have 5 of those and the prices do vary. They take about 18 hours to actually build. They produce the metal bars, so you've got silver, there's gold, there's platinum, there's iron and refined. Now each of these products will allow you to make the jewelry within the jewelers. You can get the ores from the mine, and to actually get the ores from the mine you are going to need shovels or dynamite or TNT or pickaxes. Now you can get these items from Tom. He's really useful for picking up these things, or you can get them from some of the events as well as prizes. The derby's really good. I tend to find that the town is also very nice because my visitors in the town give me lots of mining items. Now, if you wish to expand your personal train, you are going to need a lot of metal bars. And again, some of the achievements which will give you diamonds will require you to have these bars as well. Okay, right, now this next machine is available from level 26, takes 32 hours and costs you 54 diamonds. And it will give you some really delicious drinks. And I do so love this juicer. Now, what kind of drinks does it give you? Well, there is carrot juice. There's apple juice. There's cherry juice, tomato juice, and then my favorite, berry juice. Now, to produce these items, you're going to need lots of harvestable items. So you're going to have to grow them. So as an example, you're going to need to grow carrots, which will you grow very quickly on your plots of land. Now, the challenging ones tend to be the berries, or the apples and the cherries, because they come from the actual trees and bushes. And then again, you're going to find you need saws and axes to chop down the dead bushes. Now don't worry, each of these trees and bushes will give you a certain number of produce before they actually die on you. And they're relatively inexpensive, and sometimes you can find these berries within the paper as well. And if you do see them, just snap them up because it still works out cheaper. Okay, the ice cream maker. Now I love ice cream. From level 29, 38,000 coins, 32 hours to produce, or 54 diamonds to speed it up. Now, what ice cream do I get from this wonderful machine? Well, there are 4 kinds, or in fact there are 3 kinds of ice cream and 1 popsicle. There's vanilla ice cream, there's strawberry ice cream, and my all-time favourite, chocolate ice cream. And you can even get these beautiful cherry popsicles. Now, to produce these items, you're going to need cream, sugar, and some berries and cocoa, depending on the product. So again, very resource heavy. Very, very good sellers, but they do take a bit of time to produce. So as an example, if you want the strawberry ice cream, you're looking about 4 hours. Vanilla takes 2 hours, but they sell very, very quickly, and people do snap them up. Now, if you're going to produce these items, you really want to be doing it overnight. Now, notice there that I haven't expanded my machine completely, because I don't really get that many orders, but I do get enough that it warrants most of the actual slots opened. Now, you've just seen me there changing the diagonal to the actual direction of the machine. So if you wanted to, you can actually change all of the machine angles by just holding them down and then shifting them around. Now, the jam maker, that's the next one here. Now, I love jam, and every time I go back to the UK, I tend to bring 5 or 6 jars that my mother makes back with me. Now, what kind of jam do we get here? Well, you've got apple jam, there's raspberry jam, there's blackberry jam, cherry jam, and then there's my all-time favourite again, strawberry jam. Now, actually, my favourite kind of jam is not really a jam, it's marmalade. But we don't actually produce this yet within the game. Now, will we be getting some new products in the future? Now, at the moment, I can't really say if we will or not, but if we do, then I will make another video later to add this information to it. So I'll just update this one with more data later. But I would love to see some more jams. In fact, with all of these machines, I would love to see some new products. Now, maybe as the Heyday team develops the game more, that's what they might do. Because some of the machines don't produce many items, whereas others produce quite a lot. So I think the potential there is still great. As an example, one of my favourite machines, the Sushi Bar, only produces 3 kinds of sushi. But I live here in Japan, so I know there's a lot more that you can actually do here. Another thing I really like about watching these machines like I'm doing here is watching the actions. Now, every machine has a specific kind of action. Just look at the way the top is spinning there. Look at the way the actual steam's coming out. Okay, right, now the jeweler. I mentioned this one earlier, and the jeweler will actually allow you to produce lots of jewelry which you can sell. And the jewelry is a good money earner as well. But one of them is slightly challenging. Now, with the jewelers, you can produce bracelets, there's necklaces, and then there's the iron bracelet. But you can also do diamond rings. Now, to get the diamonds, you can actually get these from the mine, you can purchase them through the in-app purchase, you can find them in the toolbox, you can get them from other activities within the game as well, like the free newspapers if you're lucky enough to still get those. Now, the choice is yours if you want to produce diamond rings. Now, I've never made a diamond ring as such within the game. I usually see them in the newspaper, then I purchase them. But they are really, really good money earners. And if you want to make lots of money, hire Tom. Have Tom hunting for diamond rings for you. You'll pay a small amount of money and then you can sell it for a high amount of money. So a small expense of 15 diamonds will get you a lot more in return. Okay, the honey extractor. Now, this is a new machine, and basically this honey extractor is used in relation to the beehive tree. And with this, you can actually start to produce some really, really good products. But there are only 2 of them at the moment. You've got your honey pot here, and then you've got your beeswax here. Now, the honey is used in a lot of other products. The beeswax is used to make the candles. Now, it's your choice on how many you want to produce, but I would strongly recommend keeping a lot in stock as well, because the town does request quite a lot of these products sometimes. But the choice is yours if you wish to make them, or what you can do is just send those requesters away and not worry about it. Now, the actual beeswax for making candles, you don't really need to keep a lot of candles in storage, but again, they do sell quite well, so you might want to consider that if you are using the extractor to produce items. Okay, the coffee kiosk. Now, I love coffee. In fact, I had 2 large ones today. From level 42, takes 36 hours to build, and it's really good for producing some wonderful drinks. And I love the design here. You've got espresso from level 42. You've got cafe latte. You've got a cafe mocha. You've got the raspberry mocha. And my all-time favourite, the hot chocolate. And I do love hot chocolate. But I must admit, when I make my hot chocolate, I actually use cold water to mix the powder first before I add the hot water later. So it's very, very different than the ingredients in the game. Now, they are very good at selling. People will snap these items up very, very quickly. They don't take really that much time to produce. The longest production time is for the raspberry mocha, which is about 30 minutes. But you are going to need lots of sugar for some of the key items. And this is where your sugar machine comes in handy. So do make these items, keep some in storage, because they are requested as well by some of the board orders for the truck and for the actual boat as well. But a really useful machine and great for making coinage if you want to. In fact, all of these machines are really good for producing items that make coins. So if you want to get a lot of money within the game, basically make items. Okay, next one here is the soup kitchen. And I do like soup as well. Level 46, but look at how much it costs there. 38 hours to produce. Now, what kind of soup have we got? Well, there's lobster soup. There's tomato soup, there's pumpkin soup, there's fish soup, and noodle soup. Now, noodle soup is relatively new to the game, and if I do say so, it looks good. Now, you might have noticed there as well that there were 2 images for the machine, an old one and the new one. Now, that was the machine that was updated recently within the game to give it a fresher feel. Now, the Heyday team will be doing this with some of the other machines in the future. Which ones they will release first, I don't know, but it will depend again on how it affects the design in imagery for the game itself. Now, what you're looking at here is the new, more up-to-date machine. And I love the actions of this one. I like the way that the actual pot bubbles away. And I like the motions of everything for this design. I think it's a really wonderful update to the actual game. Now again, you can see I haven't expanded all of the slots because it's not necessary. Okay, it's a really good money earner, and if I did have sufficient diamonds, or I wanted to, I could produce a lot more. But the resources to make the soups can be quite challenging. Lobster tails as an example. Okay, tomatoes take many hours to produce, or shall I say to grow. Okay, now the candle maker. This one's from level 48, again quite an expensive machine, 38 hours, 58 diamonds to speed up. And doesn't it look good? But it only produces 3 candles, and you can't eat these. The requests for these are very rare. You do get them, but they don't come up that often. Now you've got the lemon candle, there's the raspberry candle, and the strawberry candle. You're going to need beeswax for every one of these, and either lemons, raspberries, or strawberries. So again, the trees and bushes are required with this one. But I don't keep that many in storage. Not really, not for this machine. I do sell these candles occasionally because, like I said, they do bring the coinage in rather quickly. I've never actually tried to make a lot of these for the double coin events, but the few that I've had in stock have been requested quite a few times, and the return can be very, very good. During truck events as well, sometimes you might get a double coinage or a high amount of experience points, and the return can be quite nice. So do have all of these items in storage as well, but it then means you need to start expanding your storage if you wish to actually be able to keep all of these. Okay, now the candy machine. I've got a bit of a sweet tooth, so level 51, 120,000 gold coins, 32 hours, or 54 diamonds. Now, what are we going to get for this beautiful pink machine? Well, caramel apples. Oh, I used to love these as a little boy, and I could quite happily go to a fair and eat many of these if my mother had let me. Toffee. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Chocolate bars, but oh my god, does that take a long time to make. 20 odd hours. Lollipops, yay. And jelly beans. I do so love jelly beans. I could eat those all the time. They're very Moorish. Now, the time it takes to actually produce the sweets in the candy machine can be very, very long. But once you build up a good stock, it's very, very easy to maintain. So I would recommend when you first get this one to start getting orders to just bin the orders and then just to build up a good stock of these items. Once you've got a good stock, then you can start selling them. And even though they take a long time to actually produce, the return versus the production time isn't that favorable. So just keep a few in storage, maybe about 5 or 6 for some of the items, maybe more for the chocolate bars if you can, because they take a lot longer to produce and you don't really want to be spending a lot of time making them. Once your stock goes down, just add a few more. So sauce makers is the next one here. Now the sauce maker is really, really useful because it makes lots of delicious sauces. Now I do love these sauces because I enjoy eating salads, and if I have the opportunity to have a salad, I like to put a nice sauce on top. Well, what kind of sauces we got? Well, there's soy sauce. Now, for me, living in Japan, soy sauce is really beneficial, especially if I'm eating sushi. Olive oil, yummy, yummy, yummy. Mayonnaise, oh yeah, mayonnaise with my salad or with my cheese sandwiches, perfect. Lemon curd, and then there's tomato sauce. Now, any of these sauces will give you a lot of coinage if you're selling them. People buy them very, very quickly. But if you are making the olive oil, you are going to need lots of olives. So to make 1 olive oil requires 3 olives. And you will need quite a large amount of trees sometimes, because the request for this product to make other things is a lot. So most of the time I'm producing olive oil in this machine. I keep a good storage of the tomato sauce and the actual soy sauce. For the lemon curd and the mayonnaise, okay, I keep a basic amount, not too many. I tend not to worry too much about those ones. Lemon curds I just tend to make as and when I need them because they only take about 25 minutes, give or take, to produce. Once you speed up the machine a lot more, it's much faster. Okay, the Sushi Bar. Now, the Sushi Bar is quite expensive. It's 150,000 gold coins available from level 56. Takes 44 hours and costs you 62 diamonds. And since I live in Japan, Sushi Bar is a really important machine for me because it reminds me of all the delicious food that I eat here. And if you want to check out some good sushi, follow me on Instagram because I'm always posting the kinds of sushi that I try here. Now, the ones in the game, you've got sushi roll, you've got the lobster sushi and the egg sushi. Now, you can't really eat them in the game, but I do so love to watch the graphics here. The animation is really, really good. Watching as the sushi's being rolled, and the actual belt as it's going round with the little plate on it, it's wonderful. It's just like going to my favourite sushi restaurant, and I could sit there very, very easily with my sake and just eating a plate of sushi. Now, I'm a bit of a miser, but I sometimes do go to the expensive sushi restaurants as well here in Japan, but not that often because some of the dishes can be really expensive. But I'm so glad they're much cheaper within the game. Okay, the salad bar. Now, I love my salads, and salads are from level 58 onwards. As you can see, quite expensive as well, but they take 48 hours. And just look at that machine. Doesn't it look good? Well, the salad bar will give you 4 key salads. You've got your feta salad. There's your BLT salad, which is bacon, lettuce and tomato. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Look at that. There's your seafood salad and then your pasta salad. And I do so love that one as well. Now, for you lower level players, don't worry too much about these higher level machines. Until you actually progress within the game, you're not really going to get any orders for these, and you needn't worry too much. Now, when you do get these machines, everybody, you'll get lots of orders to start with. Just bin them, as I said, until you are ready. Take your time. You don't have to purchase these machines until you feel comfortable within the game. In fact, you can skip some of the machines if you wanted to. But if you do get any orders, you're going to have to bin those orders. So any visitors, any boat orders, any of the actual truck orders, you can ask your friends to help you, or maybe you can find them in the paper. Now, salads in the paper are very, very rare. Occasionally they do come up, but once they are in the newspaper, people snap them up again very, very quickly. Now, this happens to be one of my favorite machines for its animation. Just look at the way that the ingredients are being chopped and then the handle is turning around. I think that's wonderful. And I think the person who's actually designed these within the Heyday team needs a round of applause for their actual ideas and the concept that's gone. In fact, the whole team, awesome job. And here you go, here's your round of applause from Red Knight. In fact, everybody, do send postcards to the Heyday team. Do let them know how happy you are. Give them ideas and suggestions. Why not head on over to the Supercell forum, join the Heyday part of that, and then post comments and maybe even make suggestions for future machines that you would like. Now, the sandwich bar. Now, since I'm British, I do love sandwiches. I do wish that they had some peanut butter sandwiches within this option, but it's not to be at the moment. But what kind of sandwiches can we make here? Well, you've got your veggie bagel for the vegetarians out there. You've got your bacon toast for us meat eaters. You've got your egg sandwiches as well. Oh yeah, I love an egg sandwich. And then there's the honey toast. Now, I do think we need a few more sandwiches here. I would love to get some sausage sandwiches. I would love to have some peanut butter and cucumber sandwiches added as well. So we could grow cucumbers, we could grow some nuts as well for the peanut butter. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I really wish one day that we could have quite a few more products for some of these machines. But I guess it's not to be. Now, maybe as an idea for the future, we could actually purchase some items within the town that we could use to make for some of the machine products. That would be really interesting. And then it wouldn't affect the farming aspect of the game too much. So please, Heyday team, can we have some more sandwiches, please? A nice chicken sandwich would go down very nicely, especially considering we've got chickens within the game. Yes, we could call it a Chick Norris sandwich. I think that would be wonderful. But maybe his fans might object to the image of him being served up in a nice little butty. But yes, sandwiches, sandwiches, sandwiches. Yummy, yummy, yummy. You're going to need lots of bread, by the way, for any of these sandwiches. But don't worry, bread is really fast to produce. However, you are going to need a lot of lettuce for some of these sandwiches, so lettuce does take a bit of time to grow. And thankfully, as you level up, you get more and more land, so you can actually use some of that land to grow the lettuce that you will require for this machine. Yes, one of my favorite ones, but not the best for me. Now, as I said, you can change the design or the actual angle for the machines. Do pick and choose. Now, for all of these videos, I've moved the machines down into my area across the road, and I've put them in a circle here, just so you can get a good visual image of what they look like. If you want to see how they look, you need to go more into my farm. Now, the smoothie mixer. Everybody loves a yummy smoothie. 72 hours to make this, 78 diamonds if you want to speed it up. Now, what kind of smoothies are there? Well, there are 3 at the moment, and the products sell really quickly if you do add them to your roadside stall. Now, you've got your green smoothies, you've got your berry smoothies, and my all-time favorite, the yogurt smoothies. I love yogurt. But usually when I have yogurt, it's out of a tub in the morning with some bananas and raisins mixed in as well. Yogurt is really healthy. Now, between the green and the berry smoothie, what's my favorite? Now, that's a really challenging decision. For me personally, I think it has to be the berry smoothie. But you are going to need a lot of berries, everybody. You're going to need the raspberries, the strawberries, and the blackberries for that one. And this will require you to grow these bushes and then harvest the product. And luckily though, you can harvest these bushes more than once. The only trouble is, though, you will require axes for those bushes. Now, the actual berry smoothies, they take about an hour and 15 minutes, or less if you've maxed out. So they do take a bit of time, but they sell very quickly. Right, that pasta maker. Another expensive machine. Look at that. 400,000 gold coins from level 67. Now, the pasta maker is one of our newer machines, but it only makes 2 products at the moment. But you do need that pasta for the pasta kitchen. Now, the choice is yours if you wish to get this. There's the fresh pasta you can make, and then there's the rice noodles. Now, it's a lot of money for one machine that just produces 2 products. Now, in the future, I would like to see this pasta machine producing different kinds of pasta. And then maybe we can have a few more pasta dishes added to the pasta kitchen. And maybe we can get some more requests within the game for the pasta products. At the moment, the amount of products that are requested are very limited. I tend to find that it's better for me to actually produce these items and then sell them via the roadside stall, and I make more money that way because people will buy them for when they get the orders either via the truck or via the boat. Now, you can keep them for the boat orders if you want to, but the choice is yours. Now, if you want to know more information about the boat orders, do check out the Heyday wiki or go to the actual forum, as I said, and there's a really good guide there that gives you a lot of information. Now, the hat maker. Now, the hat maker is another good machine, and guess what? It makes hats. Again, a very expensive machine, takes a lot of time to build, and it reminds me of a flying saucer. But I do like this machine, and I love the pink color as well. Now, it makes 3 kinds of hats. There's the cloche hat, there's your top hat, and then there's your sun hat. Now, you are going to need quite a few products to make these, so do make sure that you have got these items. Now, when it comes to producing these items, you will need feathers for some of them. Like you've just seen there, for the top hat it requires a feather. Now, to get the feathers, you're going to have to collect the ducks from the fishing area. To get the ducks, you're going to have to make the duck trap, which is that little yellow rubber tube, because ducks just love to float in the pond area and paddle around. It's their all-time favorite activity, but the time it does take is quite long. However, these 3 hats do sell very, very quickly. So again, another great way of getting coins within the game if you wanted to. Now the pasta kitchen. Now the pasta kitchen is available from level 72, 550,000 gold coins, 84 hours to build, 83 diamonds, and doesn't it look beautiful? Now I love the design for this machine. I think it's wonderful. Now it produces 3 kinds of pasta. There's the gnocchi, there's the veggie lasagna, and then there's the lobster pasta. Now apologies again if I got that pronunciation wrong. I still have difficulties even though people have told me in the past. But you need to be up in the level 70s to actually make this pasta, so anyone who's of a lower level, you again needn't worry about the cost of these expensive machines at the moment. You might start thinking, oh my god, how am I ever going to get this much money? Well, don't worry. As you level up within the game, you will find that it's much easier to get the coins. Your biggest focus as a lower level player is to focus on actually expanding the production lines for your machines first. And then once you've expanded, then you can start making more items. Okay, hot dogs. I love a yummy hot dog. 88 hours to build though. That's a long time if I do say so. But again, a really good machine for actually selling products. However, do be aware that the newspaper does get overloaded sometimes with some of these products because everybody that's of a higher level sells them. But then again, some people do buy them. Now personally, I tend not to worry too much about selling these in the paper. I just produce enough for myself within the game. But that's my way of doing it. Now sometimes I sell them, but not that often. Now you've got 3 dogs there. There's the hot dogs, you've got the tofu dogs, and then there's the corn dogs. Now what's your favourite? I know here in Japan the corn dogs are very popular in the convenience stores, and they're often sold and people buy them relatively easy at the convenience store. The hot dogs and tofu dogs, okay, I don't see so many of those because Japanese sausages are very different than the Western sausages. So it's very rare to see, let's say like a hot dog as an example. The best option for seeing a good hot dog is actually if you're having a barbecue with a Western family. Then we would probably go out to some special shops and pick up some sausages for those hot dogs. Now most of the time they tend to be the American versions, not the British versions. So British sausages are very rare in Japan, and I miss English sausages so much. Okay, right, that's it for this video. I hope you've got a lot of information from this. If you have any questions, please do ask. Now, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and tell everybody about this game. And see you all later in the game, so have a happy heyday now. Goodbye, all.